My boyfriend's grandfather is an antique collector, and one of his interests are dolls. Porcelain dolls, to be exact. They had gone and picked up this antique Native American doll. The previous owner had said to be very careful with it, because it was special. Completely unfazed by this statement, he didn't ask any further questions. It's been about 2 weeks since he brought it home with him. The doll had been placed in the kitchen, and we went on with our days. The first 3 days were fine. Nothing abnormal really took place. It wasn't until the following day that odd occurrences started to happen around the house. My boyfriend and I were talking. We were laying in our room, which is down the hall. It was around midnight when we both suddenly heard 3 light knocks coming through the door. We quickly looked at each other, but kept quiet, and otherwise motionless. This was when I heard his grandfather say my boyfriend's name. I got up and opened the door while my boyfriend was busy getting ready for whatever task his grandfather had in store for him. Upon opening the door, I expected to be brought face to face with his grandfather. But no, there was no one there. Shrugging it off, I just ended up closing the door. After I closed it, I could hear footsteps coming from down the hall. I went out to investigate, but in the distance, I could hear both of the grandparents asleep and snoring. The following day, around the same time as the night before, all of the power to the house was suddenly lost, and it didn't return again until 5 or 6 in the morning. While creepy in and of itself, what was more scary was that throughout the night, there was one lamp that stayed on. I don't know how. I mean, it did occasionally go out, but for the most part, it was still somehow being powered. A few more nights went by without anything else happening. That was until just a few nights ago. All throughout that night, there were spurts of screaming. These noises weren't coming from inside of the house, but instead were closely right outside. Last night, somewhere around 2 to 3 a.m., I was laying down watching videos when my boyfriend instantly sat straight up and rambled off some gibberish. His words were nonsensical and were even mixed with numbers. I asked him what was wrong and if he was okay. He looked me right in the eyes. He screamed, and then he threw himself back down on the bed and started snoring. I asked him about it earlier today, and he said he has no memory of it. His grandfather is taking the doll to his shop tomorrow. Hopefully now, things will all go back to normal. Here are some of the photos that the author posted of the doll. Update from the author. My boyfriend's grandfather took the doll out of the house and put it in his antique shop. You know, it's strange. The air has seemed heavier lately, and everyone suddenly gets easily irritated. This is the kind of family that's usually upbeat, with a kind of an I can conquer anything type of attitude. Also, I've just recently had a few hyper-realistic, terrifying dreams. A few involved me losing my life in horrible ways. Then there was one dream in which I was captured and shown what they called my new face. I didn't have a face. There was a tall man there that said, "Look at the beauty I've created."